Welcome back to the channel. Now, I am back in work, technically back in work full time now, having just had my knee surgery. Thanks to the 3, 4, 5 of you that were interested and wished me well. I am back. I'll show you actually similar. Let's show you where we're at. Come here. So we've got hefty great scar down there, and then hefty great scar up that line of that toe there. What have I had done? So I've had a ligament taken from one side of my leg and made into a new ACL and then screwed in place. And then I've had another tendon ligament taken from the outside of my thigh up to my ass and then added on, which is what the scar is on the side. So I've now got an extra ligament that I didn't have before. Hopefully going to keep this knee solid now, because it's been nearly 4 years that I've been struggling with this knee injury. So hopefully that's done. Anyway, this ain't about me really, it's ain't about my knee, so don't get too bored already. I'll just give you an update. So I'm going to show you around what's going on. Obviously you've just seen pretty much the last few videos, well, however many videos, have all been van tours. And I hope that you've seen, I hope that you lot have seen that there have been some very different vans, some very unique vans, some the quality, the add-ons, the different styles and all that, just showing sort of how dynamic we can be here. It's been really good to have a bit of a run of van tours. I think that run's coming to a standstill for a little bit because we've only just started on 3 vans now. And I'll show you around those in a bit so you can see we've got a big project, we've got a full lorry project to do, which is going to be bigger than the Overlander, a bigger project than the Overlander, I think. Not as far as spec goes and money and all that, but as far as length of vehicle, it's probably up there with the biggest that we've done. That's about getting started now. It's having an extra layer of insulation, 50mm of insulation all around. It's got, again, going back to the how dynamic we can be in that stuff we've got going. Sorry for me stuttering a little bit, by the way. I don't know what's up with me. I'm half medicated, so I'm struggling. My brain and my mouth are not connected, which is something I've struggled with all my life, actually, before anybody says it. The lorry's having a motorbike storage garage in it, so we've got to sort that out. It's all being insulated again, so it's going to have a structure within the vehicle to separate the motorbike garage and blah 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 blah. So the stage that's at now is it's having all the metalwork inside taken out, which is literally what's being done to it now. And then we start the stud wall, 50mm Kingspan, and then we're going to start planning furniture and windows and blah blah blah, and then it's full steam ahead on that project. There's a few things on it that we've got to sort out there. We've got to figure out a ramp to get the motorbike up into it because it's quite high up. That's going to be a challenge. We've got to find a roller shutter door for the garage door where the motorbike's going to be. I've got to order a door for people to get through, to get into it. So there's still quite a lot. The plan is there. There's just quite a lot to think about, and obviously my brain ain't working properly. Luckily I've got some good people out there that are carrying me through this business. Then we've got the Tornado. Now the Tornado's been here a little while, but the customer's away, so they don't need it, and so it was a bit of an as and when, but we don't like as and whens anymore because they cause us a load of trouble. Joe is off this week, off a few days this week because he's been to Bloodstock Festival. When he's back, he's on that Tornado, and that Tornado's getting done start to finish. I already started stripping it out and building some window frames. And again, a new unique thing that we've done is we've made round window surrounds using bendy ply. First time we've used bendy ply, so that's quite a good thing. A new string to the bow, I suppose it is. So we've got the biggest project we've ever done, and probably one of the smallest ones we've ever done in as well, which is quite exciting. And then we've got a transit again. Weirdly, we're starting to get a lot of transits in these days. The Tornado is essentially a transit as well, I suppose. So that transit is getting, so far it's been stripped out, all the door cards stripped out, bulkhead stripped out, so it's ready for windows and skylights and stuff. That's what's getting done this week. I think Lee's working on that one. So I think that Richie is working on the Lorry at the moment, Joe on the Tornado and Lee on the transit. And me, I've got a lot to do in office. I'm not back full time. I'm in the morning, just so I've got a routine of getting up in the morning, because I've had 3 weeks, well, not quite 3 weeks off, 2.5 weeks off. I should probably have more than a month off work, but believe me, I've been bored shitless in the bed at home. It's been not very good, and also been laid down all the time as well, making me back hurt, making my hips hurt, all that kind of thing. So I am taking it easy before anybody starts giving me some shit for being up and about. I am taking it easy. I've been wearing a knee brace from the day I had the surgery. I don't have it on right now because I forgot to put it on. It's in car. I don't need it while I'm sat. It's just uncomfortable while I'm sat, so I'm going to leave it off. So I'm not technically back, but I am back. I did take all my laptop with me back to work from home, but because I was on that much medication, I was on morphine and codeine and all kinds of stuff, so my brain was mush and wasn't working very well. It was sort of nice to have a bit of a break, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's been nice to have a bit of time where I don't have to get up and I don't have responsibilities. Obviously, I've got 100 kids as well. Like, they've been a responsibility, and it's half term as well, so they've been at home, which has not been relaxing. But we're there now, like, battling through it. So we're back to work. What I have done is spent this time to get tighter on paperwork and stuff, policies and procedures and all that shit that we don't do around here. So they're things, and I've obviously been ordering stock, planning. I was in yesterday, I had a meeting with a new customer, or a potential new customer. I think she'll be a new customer, with some really interesting ideas. A Luton van. Not done a Luton van since that Luton van, but this Luton van's got some interesting ideas, different designs, some cool features, which hopefully I'll show you closer to the time. That should be in the next few months, hopefully by end of year. The customer's just got to tie up a few things and actually buy a van as well. That's a good one. If you buy a van, if anybody does want to book in, we have got space early next year, potentially this year. I'm not 100% sure. The beginning of this year has been the first 4 months of this year were manic, as in far too much work in. The Overlander took more time than we thought, which I think I've already mentioned it, had a bit of a knock-on effect. Not just the Overlander, there was a few other. What you've got to understand is that as we evolve as a company, things do get better. So we improve every van we do. We improve. We find something new, a new technique, a new way of doing something, or a customer will come up with a new idea that they want that we've not done before. So we'll do that. Vans are taking a little bit longer now than they did 2 years ago, because there's a lot more to them. A lot better quality, more imaginative, very hand-built, very unique, very, every cut, everything is done by our hands. Like, we haven't got machinery, CNC machines and that. A lot of you already know that, but in case you don't already know, that is our sort of unique selling point. Although, let me tell you this, so it's our unique selling point in that we're still doing it the old way and hand building stuff. However, the customer arguably gets a better van at the end of it, and a more unique van. However, it takes longer, so then it costs more money. It costs the customer more money. If we had CNC machines, we were knocking out furniture every day. We could probably build a van in 3 or 4 weeks potentially, but It wouldn't be Coalition vans, and that's the bit that we've got to maintain. We've got to maintain that brand and protect that at all costs. So I have toyed with the idea of getting a CNC machine, but that wouldn't be to build full vans with. And also the reason why I haven't bought one yet is because I don't want to fall into that trap of relying on that too much to build vans, so that we're not then doing it by hand. And again, I'm not saying this is what other companies do at all, but what I don't want is for money and profit to rule the way. If we find a shortcut where we can make more money, I don't want that to be a thing. I don't want that to be a possibility. I want to make sure that the quality of the van, the quality of the van is the thing that matters the most, or the look of the van. Obviously, being a sort of social media based company, as we have been, what you see on the internet, what we put out to you is what we want. We want to impress you lot with it as well. Obviously, we want the customer to be happy, but we want you lot to watch these videos and be like, wow, that's amazing. And obviously you do, which is why we're still growing. Like, you've supported us from day one and that. So I just don't want to lose that unique selling point. So if we do get one at some point, it'll be for things like mundane things like cutting out door cards. Why would we don't need to cut them out by hand? Like, that proves nothing to anybody. That's pretty much straight lines. If we can get a CNC machine to cut them out all in one go, and it takes that 10 minutes and it takes us 2 hours, it's a no-brainer in that way. What I don't want is to start building cupboards out of the CNC machine and then a shower unit out of the CNC machine and blah blah blah, kitchen. Don't want to do that. We want to still keep it. It's so easy to lose that part of every sort of company, and every profession moves with the times and moves with technology and all that kind of thing. And that's a really good thing, obviously, but I'm hoping that we can try and keep it old school a little bit. That's the reason why I haven't bought a CNC machine. This wasn't even about CNC machines, this video. I don't even know why we got onto it, but anyway. I'm going to show you around and show you the starts of some projects now, if I can get down the stairs. Right, obviously up along is here. This is the transit. Windows have been cut out. Lee's already been cracking on with it. I didn't even realise he'd done that, actually. He must have done that yesterday. It's all insulated, it's all stripped out. There's a Mini Max fan. We've not talked about the Mini Max fans much, actually, but we were going to do a video about it, but we never got round to it. I've not seen one in real life yet, but there's one here. So on this transit, the roof's of awkward shape, as in that it starts curving down quite far back the van. So putting solar panels on and skylights and all that is quite difficult. So this new Mini Max fan is going to save a lot of space up on the roof. I don't know what the... Anyway, that's what it looks like. It's only... I don't know what size that is. I should get a tape measure and I'll tell you. Anyway, they're brand new. They're like a new design they've brought out. So anyway, that's going to save a lot of... I need to remember to slow down because I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself. We're moving about. So the roof starts curving down there, and that's where the panels go. The Sky Max is going. Max fan's going right there, because then the rest of the roof's the solar. So that's the plan with that. Anyway, that's the plan with that. So I think Lee's going to get all the windows in today. And then the Tornado is this one here. It's been gathering dust now. We did make some progress on it, but then because of other projects that we got left behind, we chucked everybody on projects. So basically, that's what it's already had glass windows all round. So I've built this bit here, and then same on this side. The customer doesn't really want like sharp edges and stuff, so we've created rounded windows to match. And then from the outside, you can't tell because they're just glass. And the plan for this one is that there's going to be a kitchen across there. That's a big aircon unit there, so that needs to stay. So we need to work around that. And then it's got a wheelchair ramp because it was a mobility type of van. So we've had to fill that bit in. We're potentially going to try and utilise that space there, but I don't know if it's going to be possible because of the layout. But it's going to have a bed down this side, and then where this sliding door is, this door's not going to be in use basically. It's just going to have a big wardrobe here, and you'd access the entrance from the other side. I'll show you that now. I'll show you from the other side. Yeah, so this is basically the other side. So the kitchen's going to come out a little bit. Oh, there's a layout there. So we've got bed here, wardrobe here, a table. This has got a swivel base going on the passenger seat. So it's going to have a table there so you can sit on the passenger seat. And then hob and sink. They might have to be switched around because of drainage on there. And there's going to be a little gap down there as well, down the centre. So it's a very tight project, but when it's done, it's going to be very good. And again, we're trying to limit the sharp edges, which is what we bought the bendy ply for originally, which is on here now. It is actually really cool stuff. Let's see if I can show you how much it bends. There you go. That's 6mm ply, and it naturally bends like that much. So that's quite good. Anyway, so yeah, Transit Tornado. We've got this MAN TG here now. This MAN TG was meant to be a full van build at one point, but the customer had a change of plan. So we've just put some windows in it, and then we've plyboarded the entire thing, built a bed that's got a bit of a pull out on it, and underneath there is all the electrics, skylight in there, and that's it. And that's all this is having. That's all this is having. Then it's gone. And then outside is the Lorry, which I do believe is longer than the Overlander, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's longer than Overlander, so this is probably going to be one of the biggest projects we've done.
It's just under 9 metres.
9 metres, yeah. So we don't even know if it's going to fit, do we? Have we measured inside?
No, we haven't yet.
Yeah, so we don't even know if it's going to fit inside yet. But as soon as this man's gone, Lorry's coming in there, I think. Are we putting it just here?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
At an angle it's got to.
Yeah. So that's that. That's where we're at minute with stuff. Wow, isn't that a sexy bike? Ooh, look at that. Wish I could ride it. But can't ride it. Yeah, cool. Well, anyway, I'll see you soon. Hope you're alright. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the well wishes and that from all, like 4 of you. Bye, Felicia.